So good afternoon, everyone. We are here to present Electrify, a data-driven proposal designed to eliminate the infrastructure gaps in Connecticut. Today, we aren't just looking at where chargers are. We are identifying where they need to be to ensure the maximum ROI for your investment. So we've analyzed the Connecticut market to turn range anxiety into a revenue opportunity. So here is the content overview. And our problem is simple. The EV adoption is skyrocketing, but the infrastructure is lagging. This creates a charging desert. For investors, this desert represents untapped market. However, building a randomly is a risk. So our proposal uses the Tableau data to show you exactly which cities need more equipment and what equipment is missing, and critically, when these chargers are actually available to generate revenues.
These dashboards highlight a strong clustering effect on Connecticut's existing charging infrastructure. The top five cities, Stanford, Hatfield, Fairfield, New Haven, and Danbury, account for the highest station counts, thus with Stanford leading at 21 and Hatfield and Fairfield close behind at 20. The density regions align with Southwest Connecticut and the Hartford metro area, which makes sense because these areas have higher population density, more commuting flow, and more commercial activity. However, this also means the current network is uneven. It's strong when chargers are already common but weaker in regions that may still have demand but lack coverage. The most actionable insight is the geographic gap. Eastern Connecticut shows visible fewer changing points compared to the Southwest Corridor and Hartford region. From a user's perspective, this matters because EV drivers experience infrastructure as how far is the next reliable charger. Low density usually means longer detour, greater risk of queues, and fewer fast charging options, especially during peak travel periods. Over time, that reduces confidence for both local residents and considering EV adoption and drivers traveling through the region. So, while current deployment matches historical demand centers, the network is not yet balanced statewide, and Eastern Connecticut is the clearest area for target expansion. Our recommendation is to deploy new stations in Eastern Connecticut using a hub-based approach. Instead of scattering single chargers, we propose building a small number of reliable hubs positioned near key Connecticut and, uh, and regional center, where they serve both local drivers and through traffic. Ideal locations as include destination with natural dwell time, retail, municipal parking, hospital, and campuses because they improve utilization and users' convenience, which we would also screen size for greater feasibility to control upgrade costs and ensure stable operations. The expected impact is a meaningful reduction in the average distance to a charger in Eastern Connecticut, improved travel community across the state, and a more equitable and reliable charging network overall.
Here, we're going to talk about the charger types. There are three different types of chargers: level 1, level 2, and DC fast. Of course, there are some difference between them. First is the voltage difference. The level 1 chargers only have the smallest one, 120 and 20, and while the DC fast charger has the largest, 480. Higher voltage means higher charging speed, and there is a cost for it. Higher charging speed leads to higher charging cost. And the location of the usage is also different. For example, level 1 for home, level 2 for garage and workplace, and DC fast is for commercial corridors or travel hubs. And there's a thing behind it. The longer time you charge, use the lower type of chargers. For us, we want faster charging speed so that we can attract more customers to charge their vehicles, and because fast charging speeds will lead to higher revenues. As you can see, there's a charger counts for different types of chargers. Level 1 chargers only has a smaller amount, level 2 has the largest amount, and DC fast chargers accounts for only about 20% of the total amount of chargers. And here is the distribution of the number of chargers. When we count off 3 types of chargers, the average is 345. If we only consider DC fast and level 2 chargers, the average will be 507. For level 1 chargers, there are only 21 of them, and the number of the DC fast chargers is only 30% of the number of level 2 chargers. So we want to balance the amount of DC fast chargers and level 2 chargers. And here is the charger amount counts in different stations. As you can see in the graph, the 2 stations with the most amount of port capacity primarily offer level 2 chargers. However, charging stations with a large amount of port capacity are mostly DC fast chargers, which means charging stations with a small amount of port capacity are mostly level 2 chargers. And some charging stations will still mainly offer level 1 type chargers. As we mentioned earlier, the speed of level 1 charger is the slowest and will be the cheapest. Therefore, we want to avoid having them.
So now let's tap into the most overlooked metric in the charging investment, accessibility. So look at our data. By using the bar chart linked with the top 2 tabs, we can see 301 stations currently offering the guaranteed 24/7 access. So the rest are the restricted. And our proposal is to shift away from the restricted retail sites towards the always-on hubs, like the transit corridors and 24-hour convenient nodes. So this could ensure we don't put ourselves in a business disadvantage position to our competitors. And by encouraging the 24/7 access, we capture the drivers during this off-peak, the revenue windows, where our cost of the energy is the lowest, but our charging fee remained stable. So this could spread significantly accelerate our return on investment. So just to wrap up our proposal, our electrified roadmap is built on 3 pillars. The first, location. We focus on low-density hub, the niche market like the cities located in the east side of the Connecticut, where the demand is proven but the infrastructure is insufficient. And the second, speed. We transition from level 2 to DC fast charging to increase the turnover rate and the customer satisfaction. The last but not the least, availability. We focus exclusively on 24/7 sites to ensure a constant revenue stream. So we believe by filling these specific gaps, we don't just build a network, we build a dominant market position. And thank you for watching. We are Team 189.